Welcome to the BEASTwriter family where social media engagement is encouraged. I am your host, Ryan Sakamoto, and today we have the honor, as every Thursday, for Tang Thursdays at 2:30 p.m. We have on the show Mike Tang from the MJ Sports podcast. Actually, now changed it to the Ting and Yang podcast. Thankfully, you guys got it done. I am happy. Everyone loves that name. Mike Tang, thank you for tuning in. How are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing well, buddy. How you doing today, Ryan? It's
I'm
good to
doing
be on.
excellent. We had some audio issues, and I think we cleaned it up. So I just want to say thank you to all the viewers out there for letting me know, saying, "Hey, bro, your audio is out." Jerry, your co-host, called me and let me know, "Hey, your audio is out." We are okay now, right? I think. Can you hear me now? Good. Like Verizon commercial. Let's go. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. Robert Watson, thank you so much for the love and support. I really appreciate you, buddy. Your Family Friday giveaway is on its way. Stay tuned for that. I am getting that out as we speak. So hopefully you're going to like that. All right. So let's get to some questions. Mike, there's a lot of big moves that were made yesterday as it pertains to the San Francisco 49ers. They went ahead and inked Trent Williams to a 6-year, $138.06 million contract. What are your thoughts there?
Initially, I really liked the deal. But then when I
Okay.
thought about it, I was like, that's a pretty long deal for a guy who's going to be, 32 years old
Right.
this year. And then the deal, he'll be 38 by the end of that contract here. But the good thing about the deal is that it is prorated in a sense here, in which it's not going to hit this season's cap very hard. So in terms of the cap hit, it's going to be about $8.2 million cap hit for the Niners. So it's really not that bad, to be honest with you. In addition to the signings of Juszczyk, Jason Barrett, being able to sign Trent Williams, that gives us a whole lot of flexibility, in the draft there in terms of, who we can pick in terms of talent. We don't have to go with need, since it's not a very, left tackle type of draft. We can find the best talent available here, and we can possibly even trade down in the draft. And I'm sure we're going to talk about that a little bit more during the show.
All right, cool. So William Roberts has a question. Will the 49ers trade McGlinchey to the Indianapolis Colts? This is something I pointed out. Obviously, GM Chris Ballard is in talks about possibly making a move, reuniting Quentin Nelson with Mike McGlinchey in Indianapolis. What are your thoughts there? And do you see this as being a logical scenario that would play out?
I'm not sure if they're going to trade him per se to the Colts, but I can see them not being able to sign McGlinchey past this season. And if that happens, then there's the opportunity to draft Rashawn Slater there out of Northwestern. They could play him at right guard this coming season, and then if they can't sign McGlinchey, then they can move Slater over to tackle there. It's going to be very tough, I think, for them to trade him to the Colts at this moment. I think they're just going to let it play out his contract, and if they can't re-sign him, then they're going to draft someone.
What about Samson Ebukam? He signed a 2-year, $12 million contract. We talk about all these guys that are being re-signed in-house. San Francisco didn't have to do anything really outside the building. They did make one move. That was Samson Ebukam. What are your thoughts there?
I thought it was an okay move there. I thought that just having a little bit more flexibility in that area is going to be beneficial for the 49ers moving forward. Like I mentioned, the way that they're signing players now, it means that they can find the best players available in the draft,
right?
And who they really want. And I think that once the first round comes, they're probably going to go cornerback here, or they could trade down, let someone else draft Rashawn Slater here, and draft maybe a defensive end or edge rusher in the later first round. So it just gives them a whole lot of flexibility. It doesn't make them very panicked during the draft here, and I really love the move.
Right on. Facebook, Lazaro Garcia, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. He has a question. He says, what do you think about Joe Flacco? Ooh. Joe Flacco's been rumored to San Francisco. Obviously, they're in talks there. Kyle Juszczyk just confirmed being teammates with Flacco. What are your thoughts about Joe Flacco?
I just don't think he is a starter caliber at this moment here. If Joe Flacco is your number one quarterback, then you're in big trouble. But I don't mind him coming to the 49ers as a number 2 guy, make
Okay.
maybe up to $5 million a year here, and then maybe draft a third quarterback and develop him. So
fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Dave M from the BEASTwriter family says 49ers can get out Trent Williams contract after year 3. So basically echoing your analysis earlier. Thank you for your analysis, Dave. Thank you, Mariah, for supporting the BEASTwriter family. Appreciate it. Again, if you're just tuning in, today's the first day I am using the super chat option. We are now able to monetize the YouTube channel. Basically, what it does is it gives us another fun way to engage with all of you guys. So I thank you all for all the love and support. People have been asking, how can we support the BEASTwriter family? Well, this is a good way of doing it. If you like the work, like the channel, like the BEASTwriter movement, we're striving to push here, consider sending me a super chat or sending us a super chat. It's a fun way to engage with all of you. So thank you, Mariah Lee. You've been down since day one on Twitter and now on YouTube. I really appreciate having you in my corner. All right, Mike. So let's go ahead and talk about some other things going on. Obviously, I'm sure you have some questions and some answers as it pertains to some of the moves that were made. What was your favorite signing when it comes to the San Francisco 49ers? And I'll give you mine. Go ahead. One player.
I really like Ibaka here, just because he's a pretty fast player for a defensive guy. In his pro day, I believe. What was that?
I said I'm faster. I'm joking.
Oh, you're faster. You're faster than all of them, Beast. Come on now. No, but he had a faster 40 time than Coop, and also Kendrick Bourne. He ran a 4.45 there in his pro day here, and he previously played linebacker. Now he's a defensive end here. The only big concern about him is that he only played about 35% of the snaps last year here. And his agent's pushing for him to be, a three down defensive player. So I think I really like the pick, but at the same time, I don't see the 49ers drafting Ojulari because they're very similar players. But I really like Ibaka here, and I think he's going to be very effective playing on the other side of Nick Bosa.
Okay, here's some moves that were made among the NFC West. Again, here in the BEASTwriter family, we have to know all 32 NFL teams because we can't just focus solely on the team that we're rooting for or the team that is our home team, simply because if you don't know what the competition is doing, you're going to be left out to dry. So you really have to know your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats as it pertains to their divisional opponents, but even the conference opponents, right, in a deep playoff run. So let's take a look and peel back another layer of the onion to get to the core. Look at what the Arizona Cardinals did. What do you think of this move? The Arizona Cardinals signed AJ Green to a 1-year, $8.5 million contract. What do you think about that move?
I think it's a high-risk move for the Cardinals here. Okay. They've been making high-risk moves financially this whole offseason, in addition to J.J. Watt here. I think they're trying to replace Larry Fitzgerald as that veteran wide receiver that was with the Arizona Cardinals. And the thing is, I think AJ Green played, 13 games or so. So he's fairly durable for the most part here. But is he going to be effective next season? That's going to be the main question for the Cardinals. But, I do like the move from their standpoint. $8 million is quite pricey, to pay a wide receiver who's in the, the higher end of his 30s here. So do we really think he's going to produce, 700 yards receiving, this coming year? That's the main question that we have to ask ourselves.
Right. Good point. Good point. And I would take it a step further. He missed 29 games in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So the guy has an injury history, but when he's durable, he's great. Like, he's an all-pro player when he's healthy. I will say that. Fantasy football owners know this. When you have AJ Green on your roster and when he's on the team and you're playing him in play, he's going to get you at least 12 to 15 fantasy points guaranteed when healthy. However, he did miss 29 games in the last 5 years. He's been dealing with a toe injury. Yeah. He's been dealing with an ankle injury that required torn ligaments. That's huge. And these can be chronic illnesses or chronic problems for the team moving forward. So you're right. It comes with buyer beware because, again, what exactly are we getting with AJ Green? I do like the sound play because, again, I'm going to piggyback on your analysis. Great point on Larry Fitzgerald being in the twilight of his career. You can have another veteran leader come in, and that could be AJ Green. Obviously, Christian Kirk is in the last year of his contract. So, again, I like what GM Steve Keim is doing. I think he's trying to make a play for a Super Bowl run, but at the end of the day, the line is still horrible. So, what does he do? Now that we went ahead and talked about that, let's go ahead and talk about the offensive line. They went ahead and made a play for Rodney Hudson. What are your thoughts on Rodney Hudson? And how do you think he fits in the Arizona Cardinals scheme up front?
To be honest with you, I haven't seen Ronnie Hudson play too much on film here, but I think they really needed offensive line help, right? And if Hudson's going to come in and provide that veteran leadership there, I don't think it can hurt the line. But at the same time, I think the Cardinals, they still have to draft some offensive linemen here. And I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to find these big impactful players, both on the defensive and offensive side of the ball, who may not play all three downs. And I think that's going to be a big issue. And you addressed that too, Beast. They really need guys who can play the offensive line, who can play the, defense as well, and can play all three downs. And, we'll see if they can hold up for this coming season.
Yeah, it's really going to be interesting how everything plays out. Now, Rodney Hudson to me is a top 5 offensive center in my grading system. I think it was a sound play. They only gave up a 3rd round pick, which is kind of high for an aging veteran interior center like that. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you look at the way GM Steve Keim is trying to play this, he's like, I'm going to use the Niners formula. We're going to sign these guys on short-term 1-year deals, and we're really going to make a push. So if you're thinking that route, I don't think they're 1 or 2 players away. I think they're about 7 or 8. But hey, when you pick up a guy like Rodney Hudson and AJ Green, those guys are players when healthy, and they're veterans at best, or not veterans at best, but veteran players who would help the team moving forward. So I can see why those moves were made. I like those moves. I really do like those moves. I don't like this one. Patrick Peterson signing a 1-year, $10 million contract with the Minnesota Vikings. I think Patrick Peterson is just a household name at this point. In my grading system, he doesn't even grade above average. 5 being average, he grades about a 4.6. So he's below average. If I was a teacher, he'd be a D grade. What are your thoughts on Patrick Peterson?
My first instinct is maybe he's very similar to Richard Sherman here. Maybe Sherman is going to leverage his contract negotiations and try to make $10 million a year. But I don't think Sherman is going to get that amount of money in the market here. So, gosh, 1 year, $10 million for Patrick Peterson. Is he even like this? Is he going to be even like the 2nd tier cornerback for the team here? So
that's a great point. You know why? And I tell you why. GM Rick Spielman loves taking defensive backs in the 1st round. He did it back in 2018. He got the guy by the name of Mike Hughes, who came out of the same draft class as Mike McGlinchey. He is not going to be given his 5th year option because he sucks.
Yeah.
I don't care. If you're watching this, Mike Hughes, you're not very good. Okay. Simply put, that's why last year they rolled with Jeff Gladney as their 1st round pick at boundary cornerback. They then doubled down on those games in the 3rd round. They got Cameron Dantzler at a Mississippi State. Those guys are definitely the future. They bring in Patrick Peterson, which you point out, what's his role? Like, what role is he going to be? Because you just drafted one, right? You see what I'm saying?
He's not a shutdown cornerback anymore in this league. It's already been maybe 3 or 4 years since he's been highly effective.
Right. And we have a lot of Cardinals fans here in the BEASTwriter family. And let me tell you, the Red Sea fans know what I'm talking about. Patrick Peterson, you know what I talked about too. Patrick Peterson is not good. And that's not, that's not throwing shade. He's just not good. He gives up so many 1st downs, so many big plays. He only had 3 interceptions this past year. But when you take that all into account and people say, oh, he mirrors the other team's wide receiver. So what? Does he stop him? No.
Yeah.
So you can put me on the wide receiver 1 and I can have the similar results and get burned. Yeah. I'm just saying he doesn't have the same speed that he once was. Now, am I saying he's garbage? He's past his prime. Yes, I'm saying he's past his prime, but is he garbage? No, he's still someone like you just pointed out. Richard Sherman presence, leadership locker room type of a guy who can mentor and tutor the younger guys. That's something that I really like what you had to say. Good job there, Mike Tang from the Tang and Yang show. Is it Tang and Yang show sports? What is it? This is the Tang and Yang show now?
Yeah, we called it the Yang and Tang Show,
Oh, the Yang
aka
and Tang Show. Okay.
aka the MJ Sportscast on YouTube.
Ah. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about staying in the NFC West. Obviously, we have a lot of Niner fans in here, Cardinals fans, like I said. Here is a trade. The Seahawks get Gabe Jackson from the Oakland Raiders. It seems like the Las Vegas Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders seem to be making and sending a message here. Hey, we don't like our offensive line. Everybody's trade bait. We don't care. We're sending off Gabe Jackson, Trent Brown, Rodney Hudson, and they're now no longer with the team. What are your thoughts about Gabe Jackson going to the Seattle Seahawks with Pete Carroll?
I think it's a good move for Seattle here, but my initial thoughts is, man, all these Raiders players are leaving the team, either through trade or free agency here.
Right.
And it kind of goes to show, how different the culture is between the Las Vegas Raiders and the San Francisco 49ers, to the point where the Niners free agents actually want to stay with the team, while you don't hear anyone from the Raiders wanting to stay put here. So that's a concern for Raiders fans. And how are you going to rebuild that culture again? What, by getting more players in the draft and going through the same process throughout the years and trading them away? So
like Tang throwing shade.
No, I mean, like, it's reality, right? Like, who have the Raiders really signed in the offseason? Maybe wide receiver John Brown, and he's coming off an injury-plagued season as well. So, yeah, it's really concerning, Raiders fans, if a lot of your star players or a lot of your effective guys are leaving the team.
They gave up Rodney Hudson for a third-round pick, so they get a third-round pick in return. It looks like they're reloading through the draft, right? Like you said. They then get rid of Gabe Jackson for a fifth-rounder, right? So now they have an extra third and extra fifth. They obviously made an earlier trade for Trent Brown, sending him off back to the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
So you can see the moving parts here that John Gruden and Mike Mayock are trying to make. Basically, they're saying, hey, we're in a rebuild mode. Mm-hmm. We're in a rebuild mode. We're not one or two players away from actually making a serious playoff contention run anyways. Our wide receivers are Henry Ruggs and Hunter Renfrow. That's not a good sample size to pull from. They're young stars, but again, can Hunter Renfrow stay healthy? And is Henry Ruggs III actually a true number one wide receiver? We don't know. Nelson Aguilar leaves the Raiders to go to where? New England, right? To team up with Kendrick Bourne. I believe he's with New England, if I'm not mistaken.
They're both with New England.
They are, right? Okay, cool. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say here is the fact that they signed Yannick Ngakoue to a 2-year deal because the edge rushing class is weak, they still have a plethora of different needs, and they didn't solidify the offensive line or do anything in free agency. Richie Incognito, obviously, was released. I think they re-signed him back, if I'm not mistaken, but they let him go for a while. So what exactly are the Raiders doing here? Like, what is their MO? Like, what's their cultural identity? Because they don't seem to have one. And it's really sad.
Yeah, it seems like they'd like to pick up players either through the draft or free agency and regurgitate, through them. It's basically, pick up, recycle, and clean up again. I don't know, Gruden with that 10-year contract, he's going to be there for a while. But if he was any other coach in this league, he would probably be in the hot seat right now. That's what I got to say about that.
What do you think about Solomon Thomas going to the Las Vegas Raiders? That is something that, did you hear about this?
I did hear about this. Yeah. He's coming off an ACL injury, right? This very similar to Nick Bosa's. Here, that's a high risk. That's a high risk too. I think he got signed for about $5.5 million here. It's always very risky, as we all know as Niner fans, to sign guys who come off injury,
Right.
So
absolutely.
I don't really like the signing for the Raiders. If you're an optimist, you may think, okay, maybe Solomon Thomas could be effective, but even when he was fully healthy, he wasn't really that much of an impactful player on the field. So.
Right. I agree with you 110%. Again, if you're just tuning in, thank you for joining us. I'm with Mike Ting of the Yang and Ting. Did I get it right?
The Yang and Tang Show.
All right, the Yang and Ting Show, aka MJ Sportscast. You should take off the AKA. and just go with the Yang and Ting show. I'm joking. It's your channel. But no, thank you for tuning in. Again, if you're just tuning in, we have this new super chat option. You can go ahead and leave a super chat. So if you like the work, like the channel, like what we have going on here in the BEASTwriter movement family, go ahead and consider sending us a super chat. Also, you guys all know that we are running BEASTwriter family giveaways for everyone who subscribes to my channel. Just go ahead and do that. And we are giving away this Jimmy G. Garoppolo bobblehead and this 49ers Rumble backpack that will be given away tomorrow for Family Fridays, as we do every Friday, 2:30 p.m. on our live stream. All right. Now, getting back to Mike Tang, what are your thoughts on the grade? If you were to give a grade for the San Francisco 49ers, we talked about re-signing Kyle Juszczyk, Trent Williams, Jason Verrett, Emmanuel Moseley, Samson Ebukam. I love saying his last name. I don't know why. It just rolls off the tongue. What grade would you give him? I
would give them a good A- at this point.
Okay,
with some room for improvement to get up to an A+, to be honest with you. They needed to sign 3 guys, right? And I thought they would sign 2 out of 3. And that was Trent Williams, Jason Verrett, and Kyle Juszczyk. I didn't think they would sign Kyle Juszczyk. And he ended up being the first one signed this past Sunday, which was very surprisingly. I don't know if it's because, Jed York had his 40-year-old birthday party on FaceTime, and then they decided to have a negotiation, over a drunken FaceTime call. But they got it done, and the way that they were able to sign all these players within the cap is very impressive. And I think they still have about $8 to $10 million left here. Can we sign a guy like K'Wan Williams, back on the team? That's my ultimate question.
That's a great point that you put out. I would say this. I would say the 49ers need about 9 to 10 million in cap space to sign the upcoming draft class. So that's, when you look at whatever's out there, you have to subtract around 9 to 10 million, depending how many draft picks you have, but that will be allocated toward the draft class. But no, that's a great point. Where's K'Wan Williams going? Here, you give him an A-, I give him a B. And I give him a B because, again, I thought they overspent for Trent Williams, although I do understand the move.
Yeah.
Right. If the sweet spot was 18 million for me, well, he's getting over 23. He's the highest paid left tackle APY when you break it down. Not guaranteed money, but APY. Okay.
Yeah.
Furthermore, he's an aging blindside left tackle. And I understand that's important. It's a premium position. Edge rushers are another premium position, and then it's quarterback. Those are the top 3. I get it. But that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And I like the move, but not at that price. Now let's talk about compounding that problem, or compounding that issue with Samson Ebukam, 2-year, $12 million contract. I like the signing. I'm not saying I don't like the signing. I like the signing. However, I would be better suited if I was the GM to go ahead and sign Emmanuel Sanders. He got a 1-year, $6 to $8 million contract with the Buffalo Bills. He's in a similar position with Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley there. He's now the wide receiver 3, so you know what he's going to get and what he can do. If the 49ers are serious contenders and John Lynch is serious about saying, okay, we want 1-year rental players like with Alex Mack and a few of these, Jason Verrett and some of these other guys, why not go get Emmanuel Sanders on the cheap for $6 million? Half of what Samson Ebukam got, which is basically $6 million per year, 12 divided by 2 is 6. And you get your wide receiver 3. You know what you get with Emmanuel Sanders. He helped get you to the Super Bowl in the first place.
Yeah.
And you have to worry about Kendrick Bourne going off to the New England Patriots. You got Emmanuel Sanders, who, in my opinion, is an upgrade anyways.
Yeah. I think they had a budget for Emmanuel Sanders. They were probably trying to offer about $4, maybe $5 million at most. I don't think the Niners would have signed him for $5 million here. They were trying to get him for about maybe $3 to $4 million. And once his asking price was over that, they probably said, you know what? Take a hike. We'll find someone else. So,
all right. Paul Willis from the BEASTwriter family says, do you believe Mariota is in the scope of the 49ers? Thoughts on Mariota? What are your thoughts there?
Well, first he has to be available, right? I think he's still under contract with the Raiders, or is he a free agent now?
Marcus Mariota. Let's look him up. I think pretty sure that he.
I thought he signed a 2-year, $10 million contract before.
Let's look it up. I should see. I always trust over the cap. Over the cap is always accurate. It's more accurate than Spotrac. He's under contract right now. $10.6 million base salary. Yeah, he's
$10 million this coming season,
No,
Or is that
15.3. It's $15.3 million is this cap number. Yeah,
wow?
15.3. Yeah.
If that's the number, then no, thank you, Mariota, and we
No
would have
dead
to trade
money,
some,
but
and
no
we would
dead
have
money
to
type.
trade assets to get Mariota as
So
well.
so according to Over the Cap, I could be wrong. But Over the Cap says, based on Over the Cap, it's $15.3 million as his cap number, no dead money tied to his contract. So if they wanted to wipe their hands clean, the Raiders
Mhm.
could save $15.3 million and be done with it. They are only 7.7 head above water when it pertains to the cap. So maybe that could be the play. I'm looking at their financial sheet right now. This is what I always do. And it looks like Mariota might be cut if he's not cut already, which I don't think he
Yeah.
is because Over the Cap didn't update their numbers. And if he is, well, that's the reason why. Okay. Let's get back to the next question. We have Mark Severa from Facebook says, go sign Gardner Minshew as a backup to Jimmy G if he stays healthy. Him or Mariota, not Flacco, please. Okay, I agree with that. Let's go ahead and move on. Rolls Royce from the BEASTwriter family says, if Niners sign Flacco, it'd be dumb. Well, I agree. I don't like Flacco. Lunar Mystic from the BEASTwriter family says they should have gotten Hassan Reddick. What are your thoughts on Hassan Reddick? He is now off to the Carolina Panthers, signing a 1-year, $8 million contract.
I think at $8 million, it's not a bad deal for Hassan Reddick there, and I think he'll be pretty effective, with his new team.
Right.
For $8 million, it's not a bad deal. I really like it, and if he's going to produce at a high level, I don't see Hassan Reddick doing too bad, with this new team here. So A+ on that.
Yeah, Hassan Reddick with edge, Brian Burns on the edges. I think that's going to help Brian Burns out. It's going to help Phil Snow's defense. He likes to run that 4-3 base. You now have Derek Brown, your first-round pick.
Yeah.
Great move by the Carolina Panthers. They have Jeremy Chin there, who was in line for Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's definitely a Isaiah Simmons type. Isaiah Simmons type, where you can kind of use him as a chess piece. I like the move. However, 1 year, $8 million, not bad play. Again, I think what they're banking on, because Hassan Reddick was a bust up to that point in Arizona.
Mm.
Like, he was like the Solomon Thomas. He was like, some of these other guys that the Niners had as first-round bust, Reggie McGrew type of guy. Basically, there was no hope for these guys.
Right.
And then he just balled out in a contract year like Eric Armstead. And the Panthers are smart enough here. They say, hey, you had one good year in the contract year, but we want to see more. We want to see another year body of work. We'll sign you to that 1 year, $8 million contract. It's very similar to what the Steelers did with Bud Dupree when he was a 2015 first-round pick, just like Eric Armstead, balled out of control in the contract year. They decided to give him the franchise tag. He then balled out again, and now he's off to Tennessee Titans despite a torn ACL. So great job there. I agree with you there. Okay, let's get to some other questions. It says DC guy from the BEASTwriter family says Stephon Gilmore traded to Washington football team. Is that true? Do you know about this, Mike? Because I don't.
No, must be breaking. But if it's true, what do you think about Gilmore going to Washington?
I think it's a smart play. I think it's a smart play for them. I don't like the Niners doing it. Everyone's saying Stephon Gilmore to the Niners. No, because they have Jason Verrett, they have Emmanuel Mosley. What kind of message does that send when you bring in a veteran guy like that just to replace Richard Sherman? Stephon Gilmore definitely is good. But again, I would rather roll with Emmanuel Mosley, Jason Verrett. I'd rather them kept Ahkello Witherspoon. I think that was a huge, huge loss. Niner fans are going to know what I'm talking about because now Ahkello Witherspoon plays with the Seattle Seahawks, and he's going to have to face the 49ers 2 times a year, and he's going to look forward and mark that on his calendar every single year. I'm telling you right now, Ahkello Witherspoon, his family members follow me. They chimed in just 2 hours before he signed with the Seattle Seahawks. We had a great discussion there. Yeah. Ahkello Witherspoon, a good miss. But for Washington, Stephon Gilmore going to Washington. They already signed William Jackson III from the Cincinnati Bengals. I like this move for them. They don't have a need at boundary quarterback anymore.
Yeah.
So I think Washington is pretty much set. They got Ryan Fitzpatrick. They obviously got Curtis Samuel, signed that big deal from the Carolina Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that move for them, not for the Niners.
Not for the Niners. For the Niners. And Witherspoon, he's been in the doghouse for maybe the last 2 seasons, Beast.
Yeah.
I don't think Shanahan wants to get him back. So that's why he's not with the team anymore.
It's sad. It's sad how people go in the doghouse. Like, when I played competitive sports in high school, whether it be basketball, football, whatever the case may be, track, right? I was in the doghouse, and it wasn't because of my talent. there's a story. I don't care if I put this out there. In high school, okay, I went to Independence High School. There was only 4 of us on the varsity basketball team. 4 of us juniors on the varsity basketball team. 4. That's it. And the coach said he wouldn't play us because we were juniors. And he said he only plays seniors. Well, I looked at that and said, you know what? We're losing games because of this. I'm better than this other guy. There's a reason why in practice you have to triple team me because I'm better than all these guys. You can't trap me. I'm too quick.
Yeah.
He got mad and then he tried putting 4 people on. It didn't work. True story. And after that, I was in the doghouse because I basically showed him up with my talent. And here's the thing. After that season, people don't know this, or some people know this if you're on the team. I literally transferred less than 24 hours to my rival, Piedmont Hills, because the coach wanted me there and he saw my talent and he says, like, dude, you're going to play. You're going to play, transfer. I wouldn't lose my eligibility. Boom. Within 24 hours of losing in the CCS tournament, I was off to Piedmont Hills. That's what happens, dude. People go in the doghouse for different reasons. It's not like I wasn't uncoachable. I know I was a team captain, right?
Yeah.
So Akilla Wilson being in the doghouse, why was he in the doghouse? Is it because that the coach didn't like him for whatever reason? People just don't go in the doghouse just to go. I mean, there's a lot of different reasons for that.
It could be various number of reasons. You know, speaking from a previous high school head coach in the basketball realm here, I know I've mistakenly put players in the doghouse too as a coach as well. It could be something where they looked at me funny, or maybe I told them these directions and they didn't follow it during the game. It could ultimately be many things with Witherspoon here. But my guess is that Witherspoon just maybe he didn't comprehend a lot of the playbook or something, and he didn't apply it onto the field. I'm not saying that happened, but it could be something along those lines in which Shanahan was like, you know what, I don't trust the guy to be on the field while I'm coaching.
I could see that. Again, we just don't know. I think this is just all,
it's all speculation.
Yeah, it's all speculation. But it is good to point out because a lot of people see the on-field production. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of, coming from me who watched practices for the last 8-9 years with the 49ers. It's my job to put this stuff out there. So if I see a practice squad player who's outplaying a starter, like with Andrew Tiller, and people were like, well, who's Andrew Tiller? No one put that out there. You can go on CBS Sports Radio. It's on there. And I said, look, Andrew Tiller needs to play.
Yeah.
What happens? He gets his start. I believe it was a night game against the New York Giants and becomes a starter graded by PFF at the time as one of the top rated guards throughout the remaining of the year. So it's our job to point that out. Again, I watched Akilla Witherspoon in practice. I didn't see anything that would warrant him, being in the doghouse. Now, there could be things that happen behind closed doors. Maybe he got an interaction with a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he requested a trade that no one reported. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But the facts remain the same. When he's on the field, the thing that comes down to it is inconsistency in his game. That's the thing that bothers me is inconsistencies in the game because the talent's there. The talent's there. Yeah. 49ers Ultimate Report, thank you so much for joining the BEASTwriter family and donating to the cause in the super chat. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. And if you're not following 49ers Ultimate Report, do yourself a favor, do that. I believe your co-host, Jerry Yang, was on this show. Was that correct?
What, a couple of days ago?
Something like that, right?
Yeah. He was He was on your show, right?
No, he wasn't on my show.
No, I don't know if he was on the Ultimate Report show, but
Rolls Royce from the BEASTwriter family. Could Niners get Denard King on a 1-year deal? Nah. I know we're looking at no. I would say no. I would say pass. Yeah. All right. Nico Wilson from the BEASTwriter family. What would you do at quarterback at the moment?
Good question. What would you do? I wouldn't go out on a limb and sign all these free agents. You have guys like Andy Dalton signing for $10 million here. Flacco is probably going to demand $5 to $6 million.
Probably.
Here I saw Minshew being mentioned. He's going to be around the $5 to $6 million range. I would draft a quarterback in the 3rd or 4th round here and develop him.
I like your thinking. Mike Tang is good. If you don't follow Mike Tang, go ahead and do that. He's on Twitter. I just retweeted him, and go ahead and follow him on my Twitter feed. That's a good way of doing it, right? Because it's right there on your feed. Yeah. Mike, what's your handle? 408H, correct?
Yep, at Mike 408.
At Mike 408. All right. Lunar Mystic says, "Oh, that hasn't happened, Jet, with the Stephon." So, okay, the Stephon Gilmore to the Washington, it has not happened. See, we don't know. We're doing a live stream, guys.
Yeah.
We don't know what is going on. Rose Royce says Spoon is horrible. I wouldn't say horrible. I mean, I think, look, if you're basing this based on, again, on-field performance, you guys have to really know what to look for. I'm not saying you don't know what to look for, but in my grading system, again, I get the coach's film. That's number one. Number two, I break down every snap, whether it's on the play ball or away from the play. 3, do you know what to look for in the cover shells? And based on the technique that was being asked of Killer Witherspoon to cover, how many of those assignments were his? On TV, you just see him getting, beaten coverage. But was he really beating coverage, or is that someone's underneath hook curl or curl hook assignment on the underneath routes? And Killer Witherspoon was just the nearest defender. Please tell me why he's horrible. I don't think he's horrible. Everyone says I do not think he's horrible. And watch, in Seattle, I can tell you this right now. Write this down. Again, I'm not afraid to put my analysis out there. Killer Witherspoon is going to be a stud. The Seattle Seahawks, a stud. Like, he's going to be in line for a Pro Bowl berth.
I think a lot of us, what we see on TV is him getting burnt, 1 or 2 big plays, and that could be Stephon Diggs with the Vikings in that playoff game, or it could have been against, Odell Beckham there. So they see 1 or 2 plays and, we think Ahkello Witherspoon is trash, but you see differently, right, from the film.
I see a guy who, yes, to play a little bit a devil's advocate, I do see him getting burnt. Yeah. He is like burnt toast some of the times. Yes. But at the end of the day, when you look at his last 4 games of last year, did pretty dang well. Played pretty damn well. Well, like really well. He did have a hiccup in one of those games, so I would say that was a bad game. But ultimately, down the stretch, he played well. Ruben Olivet said, BEASTwriter family all day. Thank you for tuning in. Ruben, appreciate the love, bro. I like your avatar, that Ronnie Lott frame. That is dope. Ronnie Lott.
And that's a sign Ronnie Lott jersey, is it? On the 4? Is that a sign?
Dude, that is dope. Oh, you have good eyes.
Yeah, man. These glasses. What can you say,
Like Cyclops from X-Men. Jeez Louise. All right, X-ray vision. All right. Chris McCormick from the BEASTwriter family says, if Gilmore trade is official, do you have Washington football as the favorites in that division now? So that's a good question. That's kind of a loaded question. I do like Washington's defense. They have a lot of pieces there. They have Chase Young, of course, a lot of first-round picks there. Jonathan Allen, of course. I like their defense. I like what they're doing there.
Mm-hmm.
The question to me is, again, with a healthy Dak Prescott, it's hard to argue the Dallas Cowboys, East. Man.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know.
Do you think the Eagles can compete with Hurts, their quarterback? Probably not. And then what? Who else do you have in that division? The Giants.
Yeah. The Giants, yeah.
And the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Here, I'll take Prescott too against
I'm
that.
I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys. Although I would admit that Washington is closing the window. They were the team that actually made the playoffs last year. That defense is one of the most underrated defenses there. I really like what they're doing in Washington. I'm really excited. I just hope they get a name soon. Like I don't like calling them the Washington football team.
Do you think it's easier to build your team with a better defensive base, like what Washington has, or having like a loaded offense and trying to get a whole bunch of good defensive players?
I'm a firm believer in defense wins championships. It's funny, Fred Warner Sr. was on the live stream yesterday, and he said defense wins championships too. And we talk about this all the time. Obviously, his son plays defense. Fred Warner Jr. Obviously, but defense wins championships. Offense puts fans in the stands, but defense wins championships, right? I don't care what anyone says. At the end of the day, if you stop the other team from scoring points, you're in good shape. If you are in a shootout consistently with another team, you may or may not come out of there being victorious. But when you're having a strong defense, you're always in it to win it. If you don't have that, then it's like, okay, we just scored a touchdown. Oh, we just gave up a touchdown. Oh, let's score another touchdown. Oh, our defense sucks. They just gave up another. You see what I'm saying? It's like back and forth. It's like a vicious cycle being in the wrong relationship, right? Oh, I want to be with you. Oh, I don't want to be with you. Oh, I want to be with you. Oh, I don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like round and round we go. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's not play games here. Defense wins championships. People would disagree with me, but majority don't. All right. Sanjo Sunny says from the BEASTwriter fan, what are your guys' thoughts on the Niners hosting Joe Flacco? Everyone wants to talk about Joe Flacco, man. That's the topic of discussion. Why do you think they are doing this? Hoping it's a move before moving Jimmy G back to New England, as I pointed out in my earlier podcast, and is drafting our future quarterback. I'm going to let you take this one.
I think they're just doing their due diligence in terms of hosting Flacco right now. It doesn't mean that they're going to sign him here. In terms of Jimmy G moving back to New England, if we trade him to New England, who's going to be that first tier quarterback who's going to take the reins of this offense? As we know, it's going to take at least one whole season for a new quarterback to get acclimated into Shanahan's playbook here. So would we really give up on Jimmy G and have like a veteran quarterback come in here? Like, is that really what we're trying to do?
Bro, I'm telling you.
So, and even if we draft a guy like Trey Lance here, the guy redshirted his first season, and he played like minimal games in a COVID play college season in a not so great division, right? So a lot of people are really high on Trey Lance, but do you think he's going to come in here, get drafted by the 49ers, play in day one and grasp all the concepts in Shanahan's offense here? That's the question we have to ask ourselves.
Great points. Yeah, I would agree with you 110% on that one. Sean Shepard from the BEASTwriter family, thank you for your donations. He said Spoon is great at giving up clutch touchdowns. I agree. So he agrees with you, Mike Ting. Please no more flacca talk. Great show. Are we going after Mariota? How is our cap right now? All right, let's go ahead and get back to that first question. Are they going after Marcus Mariota? Well, as far as I know, he's under contract.
Yeah. I think he's under contract too.
I think I have to look up some stuff because obviously maybe someone knows something that I do not. But I think he's under contract, but he is owed $15+ million with zero dead money tied to his contract. So the most logical scenario for GM Mike Mayock, if looking at the balance sheet from an accounting perspective, you'd want to wipe your hands clean of of Marcus Mariota's contract and then save some money there. So you have some draft capital to work with in signing those pieces. Now, the question remains to be seen. Should they make a play for Marcus Mariota? Again, Hawaii guy. I like Hawaii guys. What are your takes on Marcus Mariota possibly being in play for San Francisco? And do you see that as a logical scenario playing out?
I think if the Niners can get him for about $3 million, $3 to $4 million, then I think it's okay move. But what is it going to cost us? It's going to cost us what, $6 to $7 million to have a backup quarterback here. Unless we're going to sign Mariota to be the starter to take over for Jimmy G, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And can we conceivably consider Mariota to be a better option than Jimmy G at this
point
here? That's the question we have to ask ourselves.
Exactly. All right. So the next part of the question is, what's the cap situation? So according to Over the Cap, again, I really love Over the Cap. They break their numbers down precisely. As it currently stands, this is Over the Cap. They have $12.9 million in cap space right now, guys. $12.9 million. So in answering your question, Sean, they have $12.9 million. Now, keep in mind, Sean, that about 8 or 9 of that million has to go toward the 2021 draft class. So you're only looking at about $2 to $3 million in wiggle room. So if you're GM John Lynch, do you want to make a play for maybe, I don't know, a punter? I'm just joking, but there's not much room they're not going to have Mitch Wisnowski, but there's not much room you can do with $2-3 million other than maybe getting or signing someone outside the building for the veteran minimum. So
K1 Williams is out of the question, right, Beast? Because I'm still holding out hope. I'm still holding out hope for K1 Williams here.
You know what's funny, right? When you see guys like Mike Hilton get inked his contract, I guarantee K1 Williams is going to come. He's going to look at Mike Hilton because Those guys are very similar players, and they bring very similar skill sets from the slot cornerback position. Mike Hilton for the Pittsburgh Steelers is now off to the division rival Cincinnati Bengals. Could the Seattle Seahawks go ahead and get K'Wan Williams and bring Akilla Witherspoon and K'Wan up north to rebuild that LOB?
That would be interesting here. If that's the case, I hope he goes to the Jets and goes to the AFC. Come on, man.
No, it's going to get interesting. It's going to get interesting. I love this. I absolutely love everything. I love all the questions that are coming through. Let's go ahead and keep these coming. Vic Singh from the BEASTwriter family. Thanks for the work, guys. Any thoughts on draft day Jimmy G trade? Let's talk Jimmy G trade. Let's do it.
Well, the one trade everyone's talking about or proposed trade here maybe doesn't even involve Jimmy G. It may involve Deshaun Watson, because Watson reportedly or allegedly wants to go to either the Niners or the Denver Broncos now.
Yeah.
So probably the proposed trade would be 3 first-round picks and Fred Warner for Deshaun Watson at this point.
Exactly.
Here. I don't know if anyone is going to trade for Jimmy G directly in the draft, unless it's New England. So
I agree with you there. A guy called a guy called Ed from the BEASTwriter family says, post a video of you hooping. I did. It's on Twitter. Go ahead and just search. It has me draining threes from like half court. Not joking. Tweet that. Retweet it. Jonathan K28. Should the 49ers chase Philip Lindsay? Your thoughts?
My initial reaction is, can we really afford him at this point? And do we really need Philip Lindsay? We already have enough running backs. I think it'll be better off to just draft a running back for a cheaper price here. So I don't really see Philip Lindsay coming here. I see him possibly going to a team like Kansas City Chiefs, for example, in which Andy Reid is pretty open to picking up guys like that. So
right. Agreed. All right. A guy called Ed has another question. Thoughts on trading for Matt Ryan and restructuring, extending his contract? Ooh, I like this one. I like this.
That's very interesting here. I think his contract right now is close to $30 million a year, right? Or he's making more than Jimmy G at this moment.
Bro, he's making more than a lot of people. Matt Ryan's contract is like, what?
It's so much money, and you have to ask yourself, is Matty Ice much better than Jimmy G at this point? And Jimmy G, at least his contract is a little team friendly, in which you can opt out of it if you don't like him. Matty Ice, if you get him, you're gonna have to keep him for at least 3 years, right? So
here's some food for thought. All right, based on over the cap from the Atlanta Falcons, Matt Ryan's, jeez Louise, he has a 26.9 cap number. All right. Ooh. But get this, he has $65.4 million in dead money. $65.4 million in dead money. If the Falcons were to remove him from their team, they would have to absorb a $38.5 million cap hit. So for him to play for another team, they would have to basically pay the other team the fraction of his prorated salary. And here's another thing. You trade him pre-June 1. Yeah, the numbers are still the same. It's ridiculous. $65.4 million in debt. That's ridiculous.
Staggering. Very staggering.
It's one of those contracts where Matt Ryan's like, dude, you can't get rid of me, bro. I already have a family here, dude. Like, good luck. It's going to cost you more than you might as well just keep me.
Yeah, I wonder if he has a no trade. I wonder if he has a no trade clause in his contract too.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Probably not, but I don't know. And here's some food for thought. The Atlanta Falcons currently, according to Over the Cap, are $2.2 million in the red. So they don't have any room to be playing around in swirling conversations for trading Matt Ryan. They're not in no position to do it whatsoever. So GM Terry Fontenot, the new GM there, you're in a tough spot. Just go ahead and take Zach Wilson at number 4. And then just use Matt Ryan up until you can get rid of him after his dead money dies down a little bit. Let's go to Mark Savera. Thoughts on wide receiver Dede Westbrook coming to the Bay as for running back Duke Johnson or James White? Your thoughts there?
I wouldn't mind having guys like James White or Duke Johnson here, just because they're able to catch the ball in the backfield. They've been pretty effective, with their former teams, but at what cost? That's what it's always going to come down to. Are they very similar to Philip Lindsay, in which they're going to probably cost over $4 or $5 million a year?
Right. Paul Willis, thank you so much for your donation and welcome to the BEASTwriter family. He says, Eastside San Jose cat myself, new to channel, just became a fan. That's what's up, bro. Yeah, I am from the East Side. So Eastside San Jose, I don't care. I'll bring the dog out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we roll here in the East Side. So everybody knows that. And yeah, love.
Is the Piedmont Independence area that high school is that considered East Side then? All right.
Yeah, heck yeah. So yeah, East Side Eden High School District. Yes, that's where we're from. We're from the East Side. That's how we roll. Love it. Love the East Side. Nothing but love. Nothing but love. All right, let's go ahead and move on. We have a few more. Dang, we're having a lot of good questions, man. Hey, I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. We have Sanjo Sunny. Nah, we got to draft one of the top quarterbacks, in my opinion, from the BEASTwriter family in the first round. Lance, Fields, Jones, Wilson, or Mont. Got to quit playing and get the guy that is going to handle the most important position on the field.
Wow. Well, if we're going to get any of those guys, we're going to have to trade up here. So
I agree. I agree.
It's not going to take the 12th pick in the first round. All
right, Grassi Rant from the BEASTwriter family says, as good as Spoon was, in my opinion, he still was the fourth best quarterback on the 49ers. Eman, Verrett, Sherman outplayed him. I think Witherspoon outplayed Sherman. Just putting it out there based on my grading system. Philip Witherspoon outplayed Sherman the last 5 weeks of the season. So he was the third best. But still, I get your point. And again, to play a little devil's advocate here, he did give up some big plays. I will say that. I will say that and admit that. Yes, he did. Not good. Do better, Akilo. I got your back. Mike Brown from the BEASTwriter family. If Jimmy sucks during the season, can Niners cut Jimmy at any time during the season to save money, or is this salary guaranteed at that point?
I believe after the first game, it's guaranteed, right, Beast?
Yeah.
Is that the case? Yeah.
Fortnite's Ultimate Report, thank you so much for providing the super chat option. All right. Mariota is under contract this year. His salary is $10 million in 2021. Raiders are talking to restructure his contract. Ooh, okay. So they're looking to restructure his contract, which is good. With that being said, if Marcus Mariota is on the let me just put it in simplest form. The Niners are in talks for Jimmy Garoppolo, the trade talks, all that. I get it. But bringing in a guy like Joe Flacco, they're basically admitting this. Hey, we want to prove to these veterans that we're in a win now mode. Joe Flacco has won a Super Bowl, did it against your team, the San Francisco 49ers. No, truthfully. And if Jimmy Garoppolo goes down, all the veterans are going to be like, well, dude, yeah, like, we can win with Joe Flacco because he's proving he can do it. We just need a good defense, We just need a Ray Lewis type of a guy. Oh, we got Fred Warner. Oh, okay, so the blueprint's already there. We need an edge rusher. Oh, we got Nick Bosa. Okay, so again, the defensive presence is already there. See how defense wins championships? Oh, they also got Emmanuel Mosley and Jason Verrett coming back. What they have? Oh, they had Chris McAllister back there. That's right. So the pieces are there for them to succeed. Now, the question remains to be seen. You talk about all these linebackers, right? Terrell Suggs was also on that Super Bowl team. And who do they have? They have guys like Dre Greenlaw, right? So they have the blueprint's there for Joe Flacco to succeed in San Francisco based on the defense alone.
Right.
The question remains to be seen. Is he good enough to not screw up the Ferrari?
I think the time has passed, like the last time he was kind of effective was maybe 2012, 2013. And that was like 8 years ago. That's a long time ago here. So,
yeah. Well, thank you for your question, Forrest's Ultimate Report. Rome the Upsetter, it won't take a year. Look at RG3, took home half a season and they were deadly. Don't underestimate these rookies or Kyle. All right. Jonathan K28 from the BEASTwriter family says, Mariota is in the process of being released according to Adam Schefter. Ooh, thank you, John. I love Jonathan K. Jonathan K is awesome, man. Part of the BEASTwriter family, always keeps me updated. Jonathan K is like my Adam Schefter. I just wanted Jonathan K. I love you, Jonathan K. Keep it coming, man. You're doing a great job. So he's saying Mariota is in the process of being released, according to Schefter. What are your thoughts on it? This is something that we got to talk about because look, if they're in talks with Joe Flacco and nothing gets done, everybody, all eyes and everyone's focus is going to turn on to freaking Marcus Mariota. Why? Because he's a dual threat quarterback and he can do some things in Kyle Shanahan's offense that Jimmy Garoppolo cannot. Here's some other food for thought. What if Jimmy Garoppolo in certain situations that Kyle Shanahan won't use Marcus Mariota like he used like Sean Payton used Taysom Hill when he had Drew Brees?
That would be a pretty good combo, right? So if Marcus Mariota comes in here for what, maybe $2-3 million here, do you think we can afford him?
I mean, I think he's going to be a little bit more. I think he's going to come up a little bit higher. You know, you're looking at probably like, I don't know, for a backup quarterback, you're looking anywhere from like $8 to $9 million, somewhere along that, right? Because it's Marcus Mariota. It's a household name, first round pick, right? The intangibles are still there. The critical factors are there. The reason why Marcus Mariota is such a hot name is because he played well as a backup in Las Vegas. He did. He played really well. You see all the tweets that were out there. Oh, Marcus Mariota is killing it, and Derek Carr's absence. Right. So he made some money. He made some money, and he knew that. He's like, hey, this is my shot to shine. I know this is Derek Carr's team, but right now it's my team. And I'm auditioning for the other 31.
Yeah.
And if Kyle Shanahan is doing his due diligence, he can look at this and be like, you know what? That's something that Jimmy Garoppolo can't do. But I know I can put, maybe I can just add him in a few packages. So sub out Jimmy Garoppolo, put in Marcus Mariota, and just think outside the box, right? He's an outside the box thinker. I don't know what kind of plays he draws up. The guy's a genius. But he can't use a Marcus Mariota.
But in the past, has Shanahan really liked those players? When he coached Washington, he had RG3, right? And he favored Kirk Cousins over RG3. He likes those guys who can stay in the pocket here. So I don't know if he's going to really adapt Marcus Mariota here. If anything, he would probably have to draft a rookie and just start fresh.
All right, Sanjo Sonny from the BEASTwriter family. I say we start Rosen, though. Keeping Jimmy would only make sense if we structure his freaking deal. He didn't say freaking, I added that. And we draft a quarterback and start Rosen. What are your thoughts there?
I don't think Jimmy's deal will be restructured. I don't think the Niners will initiate, and I don't think Jimmy's going to be like, hey, can you lower my annual contract from $25 million to what, $15 million or so? I don't think it's going to happen. And I don't think Rosen is more than a third-tier quarterback at this point.
Thank you, Jerry Yang, co-host of your Yang and Ting show. He just donated $20. Thank you so much. Just keep up the good work. He's doing a great job, Mike.
Thank you, Jerry.
Mike is doing an awesome job. Again, if you don't follow Mike Ting and Jerry Yang, go ahead and do that. They are on my Twitter. I will go ahead and include their Twitter usernames in the description so you guys can follow them. Do yourselves a favor, follow these guys. They wouldn't be on my show if I didn't think they added value. I'm serious. If you don't add value, bro, I'm cutting you off. I'm saying sorry, bro. Like, I can't have that. I can't. I'm joking. Everybody, it's all about good vibes only, but you guys do a really good job. So I really appreciate you coming on the show. You keep me alive.
Keeping it real. Keeping it 100. Keeping it 100 over here. All
right, Zach Nash, Watson getting the old booty.
Oh my goodness.
All right, we're just what was that? Sanjo saying the BEASTwriter family is getting wild in here. Becoming Sanjo saying from the BEASTwriter family. The biggest question in regards to bringing in a new quarterback, whether they trade or draft, is do we really keep Jimmy Garoppolo and take a chance of losing another season due to him going down? That's why I say Wonderlust. We must draft. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, that is the problem with Jimmy G, is that he's very, injury prone the past several seasons here. But can we really blame him for being injured?
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. All right, Sanjo Sonny, my man for the BEASTwriter family. What Watson ain't being moved anytime soon with all the sexual allegations over his head. Scaring teams away, plus his cap hit won't work past this season. Very great points from Sanjo Sunny. This is why I love the BEASTwriter family. Hey, the BEASTwriter family knows their stuff, right, Mike?
Yeah.
You're part of the BEASTwriter. You know your everybody is awesome. Doesn't matter what team you root for. Everyone I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. All right. Sanjo Sunny, we agree with you. Would you agree with this?
Yeah, I think his cap hit this season is not too bad here. Maybe you're hovering around 10 million. And then after this season, it's probably going up to about 15, 20 or so. So it's going to be pretty high.
My man Romero points us from the BEASTwriter family. Let's just call him TJ Niner. TJ Niner says, what is your gut it's going to be for the first pick of the Niners? Ooh, why'd you have to do that to us, TJ? What is your take? Romero is from Tijuana, by the way. So that's why you said TJ Niner. I love it. See, the BEASTwriter family is strong. Anyways, what's your take there, man? First pick.
I think if they keep the pick here, I would love to get Patrick Surtain, but I think the next available cornerback on there will be Caleb Farley.
Okay.
If they keep the pick.
All right. Sanjo Sunny says, Eastside San Jose, where I grew up in Eastside Story and King. You grew up in Story and King. Okay. All my fans still out there. That's what San Jose. Yep. San Jose Sunday. I get it. San Jose. That's right. 408's where it's at, man. Hey, I got love for all you guys. That's where I'm from. I'm proud to be from the East Side. That's how we roll. All right. Sean Shepard, thank you so much for using the super chat. The super chat option. He said Raiders cut Mariota, right? So did they? Is that a question? Did they cut Mariota?
Well, if the reports are correct and Adam Schefter reported it, then it may be true, right?
Oh, if Adam Schefter reported that he got cut, yes.
Yeah.
Very true. But people are following the fake Adam Schefter too. So don't follow the fake Adam Schefter. There's a fake Adam Schefter. Yes. Zach Nash says Joe Flacco is washed up. Mark's now on the BEASTwriter family. Mark, you got yourself a YouTube account. Usually you chime in from Facebook. Again, I see everyone who comes in here. What would it take the Niners to do to trade for Gardner Minshew? Would you like the move? Go ahead.
I would say they would trade for him if they think he can play the quarterback position and, be a first tier quarterback here. They're not going to trade him just to be a backup. Okay. So what would it take to trade him? It'd probably take maybe a second round pick to get Minshew.
Yeah, I think Gardner Minshew mania back in Jacksonville as it was. I wouldn't do it. Just because I want something more. If I'm going to go after a quarterback, I want some potential. I know what I'm getting with Gardner Minshew. I know what I'm getting with Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
I would rather go after a guy in the draft. It's someone I can mold, someone that I can say, hey, look, this guy has the critical factors I can work with. Mm-hmm. Now, is it going to pan out? I don't know, but I got to give it a shot because what we don't know, we don't know. But what we do know is the potential is there. He has a high ceiling. I like his game. I think we can coach him up. Obviously, it's going to take some time. He's very raw. However, the intangibles are there for him to thrive. He doesn't have to immediately come in and start. We have Jimmy Garoppolo. Once he gets injured, if or when that happens, we can kind of groom him into the offense. So by the time that perfect storm hits, he'll be ready. And if he's not ready, hey, at least we gave it a shot and we didn't have to give up the farm to go after one of these other guys that everyone else is trying to outbid us for.
Yeah, sounds like Matt Jones to me,
Ooh, I'm a Roll Tide fan. You know where I'm listening.
I know. I know you like that Mac Jones, I do. It could be Trey Lance.
There you
never
go.
know. So.
I just want to say thank you everyone for joining and tuning into the Super Chat. It's a new cool feature. If you want to go ahead and do that, it's a fun way to engage with me and Mike. Super Chat is a new system that's in play. It's a fun way to engage with all of you. So if you like the channel, if you want to support the channel, obviously all the funds are being funneled back into the BEASTwriter family with our Family Friday giveaways, which I'm doing tomorrow, which includes this Jimmy Garoppolo bobblehead and this 49ers Rumble backpack. All you got to do is subscribe to your boy and engage with us in the social media engagement platform that YouTube offers. So tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. live stream, as I do every week till the day I die, on Fridays, we're going to release those two prizes. All right, getting back to it, Mike Tang. What would it take? Oh, so we already asked this. Frank Willis from the BEASTwriter family. You see Josh I can't even pronounce that last name, from Illinois, jump 46.5 vertical, 24 reps on the bench press, and had 4.48 speed. That's crazy. I did not
Yeah.
do that, but that is amazing. Amazing athleticism, God-given ability, I would say. I mean, jumping 46.5-inch vertical jump, that's about jumping 4 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
4 feet off the ground, and if you're 6 foot, that means, well, what is he? Let's say he's 6'2", 6'3". I mean, his head is literally at the rim.
Yeah,
Literally.
but what they
Vertical
say,
catch.
just because you have a great pro day doesn't mean it translates into NFL success here.
Hey,
Just saying.
speaking to the choir, man. Speaking to the choir. I agree with you. I think game film obviously is number one. If you don't look at game film and you look at these measurables and be like, oh my gosh, this guy's awesome. Hey, anybody can train to be a track star. Trust me. I work
Can
with.
you remind me real quick, what was your grade on a guy like Henry Ruggs the third?
I was
last
high
draft?
on him.
You were
I was
pretty high
high.
on him.
Oh,
Okay.
I was definitely high on Henry Ruggs.
Because I think he was the most athletic wide receiver coming out of that draft class, right? Yeah.
He wasn't my top rated. It was Jerry Jeudy, actually. It was my top rated.
Okay. Yeah.
Justin Jefferson came in second.
Mm.
So there was neck and neck. Justin Jefferson was my draft crush. I did think he was a little bit more polished.
Yeah.
However, I thought Jerry Jeudy was the overall better route runner. And that's something that I saw in Jerry Jeudy's game that I absolutely loved coming out of Alabama. I still think he's going to do big things with the Denver Broncos. Just needs a quarterback. Just wait and see. And I don't think Drew Lock is the answer there in Denver. So if Deshaun Watson comes to the Denver Broncos, hey, Jerry Jeudy, whoa, where did that come from?
Yeah. And that's why you were upset when the Niners passed on Jerry Jeudy last year. So
I was upset when they passed on Tristan Wirfs at 13, moving back one spot. I said, you know what? You get freaking Tristan Wirfs. You need a blind side left tackle, an offensive tackle, whether it's the right side. I don't care. You have right tackle Michael Glitchy, cool story, whatever. You can play Tristan Wirfs on the left side. And if he doesn't work out, just move the right side, because you already know what we're getting with Michael Glitchy. It's not much.
Yeah.
It's not much.
Yeah.
Honestly. So I think us as GMs, if you're looking at GM John Lynch's perspective, it's like, well, I can't really do that because the media will be writing me if we drafted a guy at 13 to play right tackle when we just drafted one 2 years prior.
Right.
I'm just saying, man, but hey, that was the wrong play. Tristan Wirfs could play blindside left tackle if he wanted to, and that should have been the play. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. Zach Nash, I feel like it takes a special quarterback to stay focused with a gadget replacement like Hill. Oh, very true. All right. D-Loke 187 of the BEASTwriter family. What's up, fam? I'm trying to win that backpack. All right, dude. Just keep engaging, and I am going to pull that winner tomorrow.
So for any of the new for the new users or new viewers, how do they qualify, to win your prizes again?
Obviously, subscribe to my channel, engage with me. I go back and I have this little computer system where I pull all the comments.
Generates, right? It all generates. Okay.
Generator, yeah.
Yeah.
And it pulls out the random winner. So obviously, the more engagement you have, the more tickets, I call them tickets, that you have in the drawing. And obviously, people who super chat, I'm going to include them in there too, obviously, because they're going toward the cause, obviously helping the BEASTwriter family grow. So they're going to be entered today. So a lot of cool things going on with them. But yeah, I mean, it's awesome, man. We have an awesome thing going. I mean, doing giveaways every Family Fridays, that's so fun. I mean, if anything else, you get something out of it, right?
Yeah.
Or the opportunity to get something out of it. So aside from us providing great content to our viewers and engaging with every single one of the people who subscribe to our channel, which I think is of value in itself, and YouTube being the great platform that it is, giving us this platform to go ahead and voice, our opinions on this, whatever topic we're discussing, it also provides a great outlet for all 32 fan bases to come into one, to where, you go on these other social media platforms. It's like everyone's trying to outdo the other, talk crap about another team. It's like, yo, calm down.
Yeah.
What's up? No, I'm serious though. Like, like pump the brakes, with the whole, what's going on with us, right? Obviously you're Asian, I'm Asian, the whole Asian American thing that's going on, or just not Asian American, but the whole Asian hate that's going on, right? Like, I feel like we have a voice, right? We can do something about it, right? So why not use this platform to go ahead and talk about that? There's a lot of different things that are going on. Here in the BEASTwriter family, we're all about good vibes only. It doesn't matter what race, color, what team you root for. It's all about good vibes only. And that's what I want to try to get in the BEASTwriter family movement is, hey, look, If you want to do that, go somewhere else. Trust me,
Yeah.
go somewhere else. We don't need that here. That's
You
not
know,
where
I've seen some of the comments on your live stream, and it's very
Oh,
unfortunate, right? And
geez.
my thinking is, you know what? If you do decide to say something like that, you're gonna have maybe try rethinking why, the reasoning behind why you're saying, this kind of stuff. You know, there's got to be some sort of background, behind it, and kind of like rethink why. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the different things. Mello from the BEASTwriter fan. Once again, I did not get a notification. I turned on the bell icon, still nothing. Are you two guys planning on doing a mock draft? I think they'd be interesting. I thought he said, I don't think I'd be like, then why he wants to do it. He thinks it'd be interesting. Yes, we do put out mock drafts. I know I do. I can't speak for Mike. Mike, do you put out a mock draft? And if so, where is it going to be on your podcast?
Yeah, we haven't decided yet on when we're going to do it, but that's a very good idea. And I'll talk to Jerry. We have our own show here, so a mock draft would be nice. Maybe we could make it comparable over to Beast and see, who did the best out of the mock draft. But I'm sure Beast will do a lot better since he watches a whole lot more film than I do.
No, don't sell yourself short, bro. Anything can happen on any given Sunday. Honestly, it's funny because the way I formulated my mock draft, since I've been doing this since I was in high school, I've been doing it legit since high school, like following stuff, buying magazine subscriptions from PFW. It's called the Pro Football Weekly. It's a magazine that no longer exists. Before all this was here, I would actually read, and I hate reading. My English teachers know this. They follow me on my live streams. They know I hate to read. It was like pulling teeth for me to read. I did read that, so they were happy I was doing something with my life. Now, fast forward to today, the way I do my mock drafts is very, very in-depth. I mean, it's a lot of analytics, a lot of gatherings of information, and then I pull, right, based on what that GM is going to do. So you got to look at it as if you're the GM, and every GM has certain tendencies, and you can catch on to these tendencies if you follow these guys over the course of 10, 15, 20 years. Obviously, every GM probably lasts the lifespan of a GM is like, what, 5 years at most?
Yeah, roughly, right? 5 years here.
Average, right? Average. And then you're out. So it's interesting to point out because with GMs, they all circulate. They all come back around. Like Scott Pioli's still not a GM. Thomas Dimitrov's still a GM. I still hold everything they had to say in another folder or in another outlet. So when they pop up, it's like, boom, all there. This is how you do it. So anyways, getting to my point, you could win. You could beat me. Jerry could beat me. I could come in last place. You never know. You never know.
Yeah, but it does require research, right? It does require the research. You're not going to get so lucky in terms of getting your picks, right, Beast? It's not a luck thing.
So. No, it's not. And I have it. I put up myself every year when it comes to like Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, all the big dogs, right? Daniel Jeremiah, I value his. Charles Davis, his. Those are my top 4, and then I include myself in it. I always come in either first or second. Last year I came in third by 1 point, but yeah, I like it because I respect those guys. They have good things to say. Bucky Brooks is okay. He provides great analysis, but yeah, those are my top dogs in my opinion. That's just my opinion, based on mock draft specifically. Now, when it comes to draft analysis, that's a different category.
Right.
That's a different category. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Alan Owens from the BEASTwriter family, team formerly referred to as the Skins will walk that division. Ooh,
over the Cowboys, huh? So Alan Owens thinks defense wins championships.
I'm a firm believer. I'm a believer in defense wins championships. Again, if I was a GM, I build teams from the inside out, not the outside in. I would solidify the offensive line and defensive line down in the trenches. I don't care who's my wide receivers. I don't care who my running back is. I don't even care who my tight end is. If I don't have a strong offensive line, if I don't have people who can rush the passer, it doesn't mean anything. I don't care if I have Deion Sanders as a lockdown cornerback, because at the end of the day, he can't hold up in coverage for 25 million years. It's true. It's very true. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Sean Shepard at BEASTwriter. McAfee reported it to Mariota cut. Ooh,
there we go.
You. Okay, so Mariota's cut. He's gone.
He's gone here. So
wow. Okay.
So it's starting off at a clean slate, right? Like, we don't have to be, if the Niners are considering him, they don't have to be accounted for that 15 million, right, in dead cap space.
No, he's free to sign
Yeah.
new contract. New contract. All right. Zach Nasser Chan, wouldn't that be nice? I suggested that the same yesterday. Yep, he would be nice. He would. All right. Charmeyer, what about Matt Ryan? We just touched on that topic about Matt Ryan. TJ Niner said, my gut is draft Slater with the 12th pick and draft Asante or Tyson Campbell in the second round. He means Asante Samuel, and put Slater in the right guard or left guard and in the future right tackle instead of McFluffy. He calls him McFluffy.
Yeah.
What do you think of McGlinchey, obviously? I'll respect McGlinchey. I'll call him by his name, McGlinchey.
Yeah, he was a first-round pick, right? So he's probably going to demand, like, $12 million.
Yeah, absolutely.
A year here. So he's going to be pretty expensive. So I can see the 49ers moving away from McGlinchey, maybe drafting Slater and then moving him over to McGlinchey's spot.
Yeah, McGlinchey is going to be offered a fifth-year option if the 49ers decide to pick up that option at $10.88 million. I don't know how I remember all these numbers with all these. With
all this precision over here.
I should have gone into account. I hate numbers, dude. I hate math. I hate numbers. I hate reading. And yet I'm doing this. How does that work out? Because that requires all those things. Like,
well, numbers sounds good. You know, numbers sounds good when you're doing something that you actually like to do. You know,
that's true.
Let's go ahead. Is the answer for me? Yeah, it was the answer for me too.
Me too. Me three. All right. Flores ultimate report. At this, Raiders are asking Mary to take a pay cut, but if Mary does not want, Raiders cut him. Okay. It seems like he's already been cut. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. Again, if you have any questions, we're going to go ahead and answer them for you. I don't know how much time you have left. You have to get going pretty soon, Mike. If you do, that's fine. Let me know. You have to get going pretty soon.
Yeah, maybe in a couple minutes here. Okay. We can wrap up a few more questions.
All right, let's take these questions up. Okay, we're gonna go with the 2-minute drill. What's up, G? How would the 49ers afford Mariota if he doesn't want to take $3 million from the Bears? As you said, the 49ers at 12.9 and need to allocate about $10 million for rookies. Yeah, there you go.
You can do the math there. So,
yeah. All right. Jerry Yang, your co-host, says that Josh guy has good specs, but does he like football? Locker room issues. He should be hired, but isn't something there in reference to draft day. Did his teammates go to his birthday party? Ha ha ha. Do you guys get the reference on the draft day party? I love draft day as a movie reference. All right, let's go ahead and let's move on. Let's see these questions. All right, Robert says, the good news is Ryan will have a better idea than Mel Kiper. He's been wrong 90%.
Why do so many people give heat to Mel Kiper Jr.?
Because he's a standard, bro. Like, you know, hey, let me tell you something. There's a reason why everybody tunes into Mel Kiper. And I know this for a fact because I'm in the industry. I know people who work with Mel Kiper. I met Mel Kiper. There's a reason why he's at the top of his game in terms of when it comes to the draft, who do you think of? Mm-hmm. Mel Kiper. Yeah. I would love to be in Mel Kiper's position where it'd be like, every time you think of the draft, you think of me. But I don't want to be wrong 93% of the time. I'd rather be 90% correct. Ultimately, you look at it like this. He's the standard. So if he says something, it's as good as gold. You can take that to the bank. Ultimately, he's the standard, though. He has no competition. I mean, is really Todd McShay's competition? I think that's 1A and 1B. Right? And then in NFL Network, you look at Daniel Jeremiah and Charles Davis. They're on the come up, but they haven't been doing it as long as Mel Kiper. So Mel Kiper already, I mean, it's a saturated market because it's Mel Kiper's his and his alone. That's why all the views go to Mel Kiper and ESPN. That's why ESPN won't let him go.
He's been doing it for a long time. I think he's been doing it since the 80s.
Dude, Mel Kiper is Mel Kiper for a reason. And I've been following Mel Kiper for years. I don't think he's that bad because based on my mock drafts compared to, again, him, Charles Davis, Daniel Jeremiah, and Todd McShay, those are my top four, and then I would put myself in that category. He doesn't come out number one, so that is concerned. I always beat Mel Kiper, but he's always there in 4 and 5, you know, around there, which is still reasonably good compared to like Bucky Brooks and some of these other guys out there.
Right.
So, and putting it out there, in fairness to Mel Kiper, yes, he gets unfair blame, but then again, he gets paid the big bucks, so you better get it right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's doing something right, like what you mentioned, man. So
he's doing something right. All right, I think we're going to be wrap up the show. I know you have to get going. Thank you so much. I'm going to continue this live stream, but as for Mike Tang, we're going to send you off. thank you so much for joining us, Mike Tank. Follow him, Mike40H or Mike40H8. And I'll put his Twitter information onto my Twitter, and you guys can go ahead and follow him. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Mike.
All right, guys. Take care, Ryan. Take care, BEASTwriter fam.
All right, buddy. Take it easy, my man. All right, so I am back here. I'm going to stay on because I love talking to you guys, and I have all the time in the world. Again, let's just go ahead and answer some of your questions. Corey Brown for the BEASTwriter family. I just saw that the Niners are hosting Joe Flacco on a visit today. Yes, thoughts? I already spoke about this. Yes, I don't like the move. However, I think if you're Kyle Shanahan, you're looking at it like this. Hey, man, we're in the win now mode. We got some guys on one-year rentals like Alex Mack, Jason Verrett, some of these other guys. We just signed Samson Ebicam to a 2-year deal. What are your thoughts there, Joe Flacco? Would you like to be the backup? Because we're not so sure that Jimmy Garoppolo can sustain a full 16-game schedule. We knew that you can be a perfect plug-and-play player. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, I can see myself here. Okay, well, let's see what else is out there, and we'll get back to you just in case. But stand by the phone. We might call you and sign you to a contract. All right, Trey from the BEASTwriter family says, reports on the 49ers Zoom Ed with Davis Mills. I don't know who that is. Davis Mills, I don't know who that is either. I'd have to look him up. All right, let's go ahead and move on and get to some of your questions. Again, if you're just joining us, welcome to the BEASTwriter family, where social media engagement is encouraged. Do yourself a solid and follow your boy. If you're on YouTube, it's in the lower right-hand corner of your screen as you stay up to date on all things Beast in real time. Also, we have this new feature called Super Chat, which is super cool. It's a new way to engage with me. So again, if you like what we had going here, or like what we have going here, please do me a solid and use the new super chat feature. If you like the work, like the channel, like the BEASTwriter movement that we're trying to push, consider sending me a super chat. It's another fun way for you to engage with me. Thank you so much for doing that. Again, you'll get like a highlighted sticker or something. I'm just going to pop them up here. Pretty cool things. Robert Watson, I just want to say special thank you to you. We have Mariah Lee. Thank you to you. And again, what's going to happen with all the proceeds that come from these super chats, it's going to be funneled back into the BEASTwriter family podcast and the BEASTwriter family channel. So it all gets funneled back to you guys anyways. It will help me with sustaining the business, obviously, sustaining the family. We're going to do a lot of things with the visuals, a lot of things with the audio, get some upgrade features. And every Friday, at 2:30 p.m. live stream, we do Family Friday giveaways. So I want to keep that going. This will allow us to do that. So thank you so much for your contributions. I really appreciate it. Fortnite's Ultimate Report, thank you so much. I really appreciate everything that you guys have been providing me. John Shepard, thank you to you as well. Paul Willis, just want to say a special thank you from the East Side San Jose. That's what's up, man. Really honored to have you as part of the BEASTwriter family. And we're just doing big things here. I can't thank everyone enough, and I wouldn't be here without you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get to your questions. Waruna Pereira said, came here through Grant's channel. Thank you so much from the BEASTwriter family, and welcome. Welcome to the BEASTwriter family. Honored to have you. Luckily, you're in luck because we are doing a BEASTwriter family Friday giveaways, which includes this bobblehead, Jimmy Garoppolo bobblehead, I should say, and this 49ers backpack, which will be released tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. live stream. I will announce the winners there. All right. All right. Let's get to your questions. Robert from Facebook says, does Deshaun Watson's bobblehead come with a I see what you're going there. I see what you're doing there. I think that's funny. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's go ahead and get to some of your questions. Go ahead and ask me any questions you have, and I'll be sure to answer them the best I can. All right. So let me just go ahead and put this on the screen, and we will get going. So how's your guys' day going so far? My day is going great. I did have a hiccup with the audio earlier on my first live stream. I guess I was out for five minutes or so. My audio was off again. That's why I'm so glad I can use the super chat option, because I can get better audio equipment, better visuals, so we don't have this problem. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I had no idea my audio was out. All right. All right, let's go ahead and move on. What are your thoughts, DLoke187 from YouTube? What are your thoughts on Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, linebacker from Notre Dame? Could he go first round? Raiders, maybe. Yes. To answer your question, great question, number one, DLoke. My second part of your question is I actually had him mocked to the Las Vegas Raiders at their pick, which they select, I believe, 16th overall. No, 17th overall. One pick ahead of the Arizona Cardinals. Let me double check on that. Yes, I am correct. I had JOK, I should say, mocked to the Raiders. However, with the signing of Yannick Ngakoue to a 2-year deal, I don't see that happening now. I see them rolling in a different direction, and that's where I see them going. I don't think they're going to go edge rusher because, again, this edge rushing class is weak. I'm not high on JOK. I'm not very high on him. I think he gets pushed up this edge class simply because it's a weak edge class. And in any other given draft, he wouldn't be considered a first-round pick. Just my take. Just my take. And if you look at what the I keep on saying Oakland Raiders, what the Las Vegas Raiders are doing is they're solidifying the defensive front seven, right? They bring in guys like Quentin Jefferson, who was released by the Bills, pick him up, picked up Solomon Thomas, former first-round pick, right? And then they get Yannick Ngakoue. So those are three pieces that you can work with for that defensive front seven. I don't like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. However, he is going to be one of the top edge rushers in this draft class, although I don't think it's a very strong one. But thank you for your question. Danny Albright from BEASTwriter Family. What do we draft in the first round? Great question, Danny. I talked about this earlier. I think they're going to ultimately trade down, pick up more draft capital. I think that's the play that they want to go. And I can really see them going that route. Now, the question remains to be seen how that's going to play out. Ultimately, we don't know how that's going to play out, but I can see them trading down and then picking up a guy like J.C. Horn. Everyone's going away from boundary cornerback. I say that's not the way to do it because when you look at it and look what the 49ers did with Jason Verrett, only signed him to a 1-year contract so he can go again and go out and test free agent waters once again next year. Well, are they going to have to entertain a bidding war for him? That was the fear this year around. But in a decreased salary cap, he probably didn't have very many options. So he came back, betted on himself, and if he has another year of all-pro play, you can then roll the dice and say, okay, you want to leave Jason Verrett? Go ahead. We have an insurance policy that we just drafted in J.C. Horn while picking up draft capital in return from trading back from number 12. All right, Fortnite's Ultimate Report. Any thoughts of the new TV deals? I like it. I saw it on the notification here. Didn't actually read it, but they struck long-term deals, looks like, to 2022, 2023 or something like that. I'm looking at it right now. I think it's a good play. I like it. How can you not like it? How can you not like it? Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. All right. Zach Nash from Facebook. Outside of Lawrence, do you think this is a good draft for quarterbacks? I'm not convinced. Should the Niners sell the farm to move up and get a quarterback in this year's draft? I tend to think not. I don't think they should give up the farm. Absolutely not. I would agree with you there. All right. Waruna Pereira from the BEASTwriter family says Joe Flacco equals fake move to hide interest on Watson. What do you think? Possibly. I like your thinking here. I really like your thinking here because at the end of the day, you look at what the Niners are trying to do. Drive up value. We're interested in a quarterback, but we like Jimmy Garoppolo. There's like mixed signals here. It's like, dude, like Niner fans are like this. Like, what the heck is going on? You're like on a roller coaster, and every day you don't know what you're getting. It's like, the heck? Like, you just said yesterday that you like Jimmy Garoppolo, but we need a quarterback in case he gets hurt. Deshaun Watson still in play. All right, Danny Albright from the BEASTwriter family says, any news on Hyder or Williams? Nope, no news. A guy called Ed says, what's your bench? My bench press is 345-pound bench press. You can see that on my Instagram. You can also see it on Twitter. Just go ahead and YouTube that. It's up there. Yeah, my bench press is 345. My max of 225, repping out 225, I can do that 23 times. That's my highest rep count. Yep. Loved it. DLoke187, what's the word? Oh, my squat. I'm not strong on squats, bro. So it's not even worth talking about. Deadlift, same thing. I have a lower back issue. I was in a very bad car accident, so I got to really taper off the squats and the deadlifts. To be honest with you, I don't know how I ended up the way I did. Basically, it was a blessing in disguise. Thank God I came out of that car accident okay. I was basically T-boned, and both cars got totaled. D-Loke 187, what's the word on Alden Smith? Should the Niners bring him back? The Niners could bring him back, but will they? I don't know. Mark from the BEASTwriter family. I see you, Mark, on YouTube now. I like it. I don't see the Facebook icon. I love the YouTube icon. Glad to be here, Beast. Hey, glad to have you. Lifelong diehard Niner fan from New Jersey. Okay. Lived in El Cerrito summer of 82 and 8th grade in 83. Hey, well, welcome. So you went to El Cerrito High School with Drew Gooden? Drew Gooden, the former basketball player who ended up playing for the Kansas Jayhawks. He was one of my favorite players growing up. Corey Brown, do you ever skip leg day? No, I didn't. I do not. Actually, 2 days ago, I did hit leg day. Never skip leg day because legs are the foundational core for a strong base. And that's why it's very important, especially if you're a guy, to hit legs. I know girls hit legs all the time, probably 3 times a week, sometimes 4 times a week. Guys, at least, at minimum, should hit legs at least once a week. At least, if not 2. 2 is good. 1 is good enough. But at least 1 time, hit legs. Never skip leg day, because if you build up the legs, the rest will follow. You'll have a strong foundational base, and it'll build up your core. You'll be stronger in the weight room. I'm telling you, up top, you're going to notice a huge difference in your gains if you take your legs seriously. I learned the hard way. Back in high school, I was just lifting upper body. Had chicken legs. Zach Nash, Robert Sherry, I would be more worried about his bobblehead coming with pants. I can't imagine what might leak out. You guys are just going out. All right. With the Deshaun Watson talk. Look at you guys are just having a field day. Oh my goodness. All right. Roy says we should draft Najee early. Yes. If you guys know about my draft crush, Najee Harris, I think he would be a solid play drafting Najee Harris. Why not? And again, if you're just tuning in, thank you for tuning in. Welcome to the BEASTwriter family, where social media engagement is encouraged. Do yourself a solid and follow your boy by hitting the subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, as you see here, to stay up to date on all things Beast in real time. Also, if you're on Twitter, do yourself a solid. Click the link in my bio. It's up there 24/7, 365. You can engage with me and subscribe to my YouTube channel there, so you'll be entered for our weekly Family Friday giveaways, which includes this Jimmy G bobblehead and a 49ers backpack. All right. Complete with the NFL licensing logo, of course. If you guys see it here, yep, boom. All right. And if you're on Facebook, which a lot of you guys are, like Robert, go ahead and do me a solid and just head over to youtube.com/BEASTwriter, and you can follow me there. All right. Again, thank you so much. All right. Romero Puentes, in some mock drafts, they have the Niners drafting safety Tariq Thompson and cornerback Darren Hall from San Diego State University. What do you think, Ryan? Darren Hall's good. I did some research on Darren Hall. In fact, I got some very good intel on Darren Hall. Great locker room guy, great character, great intangibles, team leader. Those things that you look for and covet for a defensive back and just a player in general. So he checks off the boxes both on and off the football field. However, I'm not high on him. A guy called Ed says, did you go to San Diego State? Ever work with Kawhi? Kawhi or other notable athletes from San Diego State? I went to UCSD. Hey, okay, so you went to, yes, to answer your question, I did graduate from San Diego State University. I am in the Phi Kappa Psi fraternity over there, obviously known as Phi Psi, top house on campus. What's up to my Phi Psis? Live ever, die never, on frat row. And yes, to answer your question, I have worked with athletes. In fact, I tutored a few of the football players during my time there. Good times. Chaz Shillings being one of them, who was drafted by who? The Oakland Raiders. I told him during the time, hey, man, you're going to be good. He's like, Dad, that's dude, you're going to be good. You're going to make it to the NFL. He did. All right. Became very good friends. All right. Kevin Jeter from the BEASTwriter family. Farley, Surtain, Horn. Please tell Shanahan to pick up one. I don't say Farley. I like Surtain and I like Horn. Kevin Jeter, thank you for tuning in. All right. Mello from the BEASTwriter family. So far, I've only seen you with a beanie, or what are you hiding under there? I imagine your hair is as lush as Troy Polamalu. No, I'm just bald, bro. That's it. I'm just bald. That's it. I just like wearing beanies. It's kind of like my trademark. All right. Dan and Gody says, and the funny thing about this, I'll piggyback on this. People also don't recognize me with sleeves on my shirt because I'm always sleeveless. So when they see a guy or when they see me with sleeves on my shirt, they're like, that's not Ryan. And then when I come out with a t-shirt on with no cutoffs on my sleeves, they're like, you look different. Legit. I'm not telling you. I don't know why. I just don't like wearing sleeves. Not because I'm trying to show off or anything. I mean, here I am in the comfort of my own home and I'm just wearing a cutoff. I just comfortable. It's like, it's more roomy. You know what I'm saying? I don't like being restricted, you know? Everything's so tight. And if you're a bodybuilder, you know what I'm talking about because our body fluctuates during prep. So we gain a lot of weight, we lose a lot of weight. So what happens? We fill out, our t-shirts get too small and they start to rise. It becomes a crop top. So what do? We just cut the sleeves. We can't afford a new wardrobe every freaking 2-3 weeks. No way. Just cut the sleeves and be done with it, bro. It's just naturally. It's good. And you have free range of motion. See, this is bodybuilding problems 101. If you don't know, now you know. BEASTwriter approved. Again, football and fitness, that's what I do. Let's move on. All right. Dan says, does this Watson legal issue affect his trade situation? Absolutely it does. Absolutely. Absolutely. For sure. All right. Kyle Crawford from the BEASTwriter family, Raider fan. How you doing, man? Thank you for tuning in. Do you think the Raiders are out on the Juju sweepstakes? And how do you feel about the Kenyon Drake signing? Look, I don't think they're out on the Juju Smith sweepstakes. I do believe they're going to go. They need a wide receiver, number one. They have Henry Ruggs, Hunter Renfrow. I get it. They had John Brown, signed him. I get it. But they need more help. They need more help. And Kyle Crawford, and getting back to your question, I like Kenyon Drake. I like Kenyon Drake. I think he's going to do wonders as a 1-2 punch with Josh Jacobs there in Las Vegas. I like what the Raider Nation is doing. I don't like how they are basically wiping their hands clean of the offensive line, trading them for draft capital, giving up Gabe Jackson for a 5th-round pick with the Seattle Seahawks, and then doubling down on that earlier by trading Rodney Hudson to the Arizona Cardinals for a 3rd-round pick. I don't like those moves, man. And then trading Trent Brown previously. I don't like that, man. I don't like those plays. I don't like those plays at all. Not a fan of that. However, I do like the Kenyon Drake signing. I think it's a sound signing that is definitely going shouldn't go unnoticed, but it's going to fly under the radar. What you'll see from Kenyon Drake is he likes to use a spin move. He likes to use a mean stiff arm. He likes to hurdle people in open space. So again, I followed him at Alabama. And when he got traded from the Miami Dolphins as a midseason trade to the Arizona Cardinals, I covered that Monday Night Football game against the San Francisco 49ers. I say Kenyon Drake is going to be a beast in this game. People were like, no, check my Twitter, YouTube receipts. It's there. I said he was. Ultimately, he was and got that contract with the Arizona Cardinals being extended. He's now off to Las Vegas. I think you guys got a good one. Tobias England, thank you for tuning in. From the BEASTwriter family, is Warner Brothers worth drafting? Which round is he predicted? I like him. I like Troy Warner. Again, I have something cool coming up on Fred Warner, so I'm going to reserve my comment for that. But I do like Troy Warner. I like what he brings to the next level. All right. Juice is pulling for Flacco to join the team. Yeah, I saw that. All right. Robert says, my last name is pronounced Chouret. Okay, Chouret. Did I get it right? Chouret. Thank you for so much for correcting me. I don't like butchering people's last names. People butcher my last name all the time. They say Sakamoto or Sakamoto. It's Sakamoto. Sakamoto. So it's Sakamoto. Like a sock. You wear a sock, moto. Like hello moto. Like Motorola. Remember the Motorola? Hello moto. Sakamoto. Same thing. All right, I don't know why I'm saying that, but hey. All right, is Corey Brown from the BEASTwriter family, is Watson's situation legal or civil? Because I thought it was just a lawsuit issue. I'm not so sure. I don't know how that works. To be quite honest with you, that's more of a legal thing. I'm not too sure. You have to look that up. But thank you for your question. I wish I had an answer for you. I just don't. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. Jerry's saying it doesn't matter what your last name is. The Rock. It doesn't matter what exactly. It doesn't matter what my last name is. Yeah, this is a great podcast. I love what we're doing here. Again, if you're just tuning in, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're watching on Twitter, click the link in my bio, subscribe there. You can also subscribe if you're watching on YouTube as we speak in the lower right-hand corner of your screen as you stay up to date on all things Beast in real time. Also, Facebook, we have a lot of people on here. Just go to youtube.com/BEASTwriter and you'll be entered for my weekly Family Friday giveaways. All right. Danny Albright says, are the Niners going to sign Fred Warner? Don't want it to be like the Buckner trade. Yeah, me too. Me too. That makes two of us. It's going to get interesting, guys. It's going to get interesting. All right. Tobias England says, Corey, pretty cool. Pretty sure civil. All right. So I think that's going to wrap up today's show. I got to hit the gym. Again, thank you so much for all the support, all the donations that we received here in the BEASTwriter family. All the money is getting funneled back into the BEASTwriter family anyways, going back to all of you guys. So yeah, that's how we're going to do it. That's how I wanted to formulate this program. And again, thank you everyone for, again, who donated the super chat and those who didn't. All good, dude. I don't care. I'm doing this one way or the other. So I like what we're going. I like what we're doing here. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to head out, take my pre-workout. I guess you guys wanted me to post some workout videos. I'm going to go ahead and do that and post that up on YouTube later. So send me any questions or DM me what you guys want to know as far as today's workout. I don't know what I'm going to hit. I think I'm going to hit my shoulders, do a little cardio, and then work on my abs. All right. So keep me informed. I'll be back later tonight on another live stream. BEASTwriter for now is out. Peace.